Welcome to the next session of the subject engineering graphics. You can go to the description below to see all the related videos of the subject engineering graphics. Today we are going to solve this problem on orthographic projection. Problem statement is draw sectional front view, top view and left hand side view of the object shown in figure along direction X. Use first angle method of projection. To reduce time of the video, I am just going to explain how to draw this, because drawing of this particular object will take very much time, and that's why I am just going to explain the procedure of drawing with the neatly drawn front view, top view and left hand side view of the object. Okay, let us understand the object first. As we see here, this object is having this base part, then this is the rib part as we see, and this is a cylindrical hole. Okay, now we have to first decide the length, height and width of the object. Overall length of the object, as we see here, from this end to the center of the hole, the distance is 100 plus radius of this outer circle, which will be 18. Okay, so length of the object is 118. As we see, width of the object in this case is this width, which is directly given as 75, and height of the object we see is also given directly from the bottom to the top of the surface. It's given as 63. Okay, so with these dimensions we have to first step is to draw xy line, then x1 y1 line, and keeping 20 mm distance above and below xy, we have to now construct rectangle for front view and rectangle for top view. Okay, so as we see here, rectangle for front view will have its length 118 and height 63. Okay, so with 118 length and 63 height, we have to first construct this rectangle. For top view, we have to construct a rectangle of size. As we see here, top view will indicate width of the object, that is 75, and this length, which is 118. So top view rectangle will have its size as 118 and 75. Okay, let us start constructing front view. Though as per statement we have to draw sectional front view, first of all we'll think of only normal orthographic front view. Okay, so how to draw front view, you can see all the previous videos so that you will get basic idea of orthographic projections. In this case we can start from, as we have to look in direction X, so we can start constructing this bottommost edge. So along this bottommost edge and to the left most point, as we see here, so this is the point. From here measure 18 mm above, because this distance is given as 18, so measure 18 mm, then draw this particular edge. Width of this part is given as 56, so we can draw this length of the edge as 56 and complete this rectangle. Now as we see here, from this end we have to measure 12 to the left, and this total distance is 56, so 56 minus 32 will be 24. So 20 out of 24, 12 on this side, 12 on this side. Okay, so from here measure 12 on this side, from this end measure 12 on this side, and just draw these two edges. Okay, now as we see here, there is one rectangular slot at the bottom of this base plate. So that slot has its width as 6 mm. As we see here, if you look this, it is 6 mm. So from bottom measure 6 mm above and just draw this particular slot. Okay, so this is the way this slot is completed, and this base plate is completed in front view. Okay, now if you look along direction X, we find from this end this particular inclined edge will be seen. Now how to draw this inclined edge? For that we need to first of all locate the center of this cylindrical part. Okay, so that center is at a distance 100. From where it is? It is from the leftmost face, this face. From this face it is at a distance 100. So from this face measure 100 mm to the right. Okay, and just draw one vertical line. I am just asking you to draw just one vertical line. The same vertical line, this center line, is to be extended in top view also. Okay, because as per convention, as far as the cylindrical parts are concerned, we always draw that view first in which the cylinders are seen as circles. Okay, so definitely for drawing these holes, what I mean to say, this particular hole, then these two holes, we need to first draw them in top view, and from top view we have to project in front view. Okay, so first we have to locate this center line and extend it in top view. Now here locate this center. Okay, and with this center, now first we have to draw these two circles. Now inner circle has diameter 22, outer has diameter 36. So that is radius 11 and radius 18. So with this center, draw these two circles. First initially draw them thin, because in this part there is no edge, so we have to decide how much part we have to keep thin. Okay, for that, as we see here, once we draw these both the circles, from here we have to measure 36 to the left. So as we see, from the center measure 36 to the left. So from center measure 36 to the left. Okay, and then we have to locate this particular point. Okay, so once we locate this point, project this point in front view. Okay, and then join this point with this particular point. So this is the way we have to obtain this inclined edge. I hope you understood how to obtain this inclined edge. And once this inclined edge is obtained, then this width of the part, how much is the width? As we see here, it is given as 12 mm. So about this horizontal center line, measure 6 mm on this side, 6 mm on this side, and then draw these two lines. Wherever this line and this line intersect with this outer circle, from there we have to draw these edges of the cylinder as thick, and here in this part only we have to keep it thin. I hope you understood how to draw this cylindrical part. And once we have drawn this, now we have to think of this bottom part of the rib. As if you see my previous videos, rib is a part which gives support to the two parts. Okay, so here this is one bottom part and this is one cylindrical part. Rib gives support to this cylindrical part and this bottom plate. Okay, now as we see here, if you keenly observe, this part of the rib gets connected to the bottom. Okay, it is not connected just like it is connected at the top surface of this plate. It is connected with the bottom, because as we see here, this line gets extended up to here. That means it goes along the bottommost edge. Okay, so we have to connect this edge with the bottommost part. Okay, so from this point, now how to come to this point? For that we must know what is the depth of this particular hole. And as we see here, depth of this hole is 25 mm. So once we draw both these circles, we have to draw projectors in top view from these points. Okay, and once these projectors are drawn, from the top surface, we have already located this top surface. From here measure 25 mm below, and then along this we have to draw this particular cylindrical part. Okay, and once we come to the outermost part of the cylinder, this edge is to be connected to the bottommost part, because this we have already drawn. So connect this edge with this particular edge. This completes the front view. Remember, we have still not shown these two holes. Okay, so how to show these two holes? When you look from this side, these holes will be seen hidden, or they will not be visible. That's why we have to show them by dotted lines. Okay, so for that, first we need to locate their centers, right? So how to locate centers? As we see, the center to center distance of the holes is given as 45 mm, while from this end the center of the circle is given as 28. Okay, so first locate these centers of the holes in top view. As we see, total width is 56. From this end measure 28 and draw this center line for these holes. Okay, then from this center line measure 22.5, because it is always symmetric. So from this center line, what I mean to say, from this particular center line, measure this distance as 22.5, measure this distance as 22.5, and locate the centers of these both the holes. Okay, and now with these centers we have to draw these holes of diameter 12 mm. As we see here, actually it should have been shown something like this, so that it would have been more clear. So this is diameter 12. So with centers and radii 6 each, we have to draw these two circles, and now we have to project these two projectors, this projector and this projector. And as we see, this hole is only in this much part, excluding this 6 mm, which is the slot at the bottom. So excluding that 6 mm, remaining 12 mm, we have to show these two dotted lines. Okay, so this is the way we have completed these holes in top view also and in front view also. Okay, now only thing remaining in top view is this particular bottommost slot. Okay, now you can see, as there, whenever two planes intersect, this is vertical plane and this is horizontal plane, when they intersect with each other, there is formation of one edge here and here also one more edge. Okay, so these two edges, unless mentioned, we have to treat them as through. Okay, so we have to show these two edges in top view, because in top view they will not be visible. So we have to simply draw these two projectors in top view, this projector and this projector, and along the whole width of the object we have to draw these two dotted lines. Okay, so this is the way we have completed all the entities in front view and top view. Now question remains of sectional front view. Okay, now what is sectional front view and why to take section? Generally sections are taken to reveal the internal details of the object. Okay, in engineering there may be very complicated objects where we need to look into the interior of the object, into the minute details of the object. That time we take section. Okay, so through this particular session I am also going to introduce you to the new concept of sectional front view or sectional view. Okay, in this case, as we see here, when we look in this direction we have to draw sectional front view. The section is to be taken along this particular center line. Okay, it should be actually mentioned in the statement itself that where we have to take a section. Let us say I write xx here and say that we have to draw sectional front view along xx. It means that we have to cut this object along this particular plane like this. Okay, and as we look from this side, we have to assume that the portion between observer and this cutting plane is to be removed. That means this front part will get removed and view of the remaining part we have to draw. Okay, so when we remove this front part, whatever part is visible, whatever invisible, we have to accordingly show the thick and dotted lines. But along with that, the convention for section is that whenever object is cut, we have to show that part by hatching lines. Okay, so as we see here, whenever this object is cut, there will be material here. Okay, there is no material in this particular part. That's why this part we have to keep blank, but there will be the material up to the bottom here and also up to the bottom on this part. So we have to draw these hatching lines. Convention for hatching lines or section lines is we have to draw those lines at 45 degree. Okay, and they should be equispaced. Generally distance between them is taken 1 to 2 millimeter. So we can take 2 millimeter distance between each line and all lines at 45 degree each. Okay, now you may be thinking why it is not hatched here, because the convention is when your rib is cut longitudinally, as we see here, this is the rib. Okay, and in this case when I cut it like this, this rib gets cut along the length, and the convention for rib is that when your rib is cut longitudinally we never hatch it. Okay, that's why the part of the rib, as we see here, this part of the rib is not hatched. But as we come to this bottommost part, holes will not be visible, because when I remove this front part, this particular hole will still be invisible. Okay, that's why these two dotted lines we have to keep as it is, but excluding this rib, the bottommost part will be cut, and that's why this part we have to hatch. Okay, so in this particular object there will be hatching at these two places and at this particular place only. This is the way we can complete sectional front view. Now let us think of the left hand side view. As per first angle method, we always draw left hand side view to the right of front view. Okay, so procedure is first draw horizontal projectors from all the key points of front view. Now which are the key points? As we see here, this topmost point, this cylindrical part, then this part, this bottommost part, and of course this slot also. Okay, so these many projectors we need to draw in for side view. From top view, draw horizontal projectors up to x1 y1. So this is x1 y1. So all these horizontal projectors are drawn. From where we need to draw, you can see this outermost edge, these holes, two lines of the holes. Of course center line is also required. Then this outermost part of this cylinder and this cylinder, then this inner hole. Okay, and center line, and here also this hole, these two lines, outermost line and center line. Once all these projectors are drawn up to x1 y1, now with this center and with this radii, so this center this much radius, this center this much radius, we have to draw all these curves up to xy, and from here we have to draw vertical projectors. Okay, so you can see my previous video so that you will understand the procedure of drawing these projectors for left hand or right hand side view. Now here within this rectangle, as we see here, this outermost projector, this outermost projector, okay, then this projector outermost for front view and this outermost for front view, we have to construct this left hand side view. Okay, now for left hand side view, let us think of this object. As we are going to look this side, from this side we have to look at the object. Okay, so when we look from this side, we can see this bottommost rectangle will be seen. So for that we have to trace these two projectors, and of course these outermost two projectors. So within these projectors we need to draw that rectangle. Okay, then as we look from this side, one edge of this slot will be seen. Okay, so actually there will be a surface, this hole will be a surface when it goes from below, and it will not be visible when you look from this side. So this one edge of that particular slot will be seen, which will not be visible. So we have to just trace this projector, and along this projector throughout the whole width, that is 75 mm, we need to draw these two this particular dotted line. Okay, now these holes, when you look from side, when you look from front, this both the holes will be seen as one hole, but when you look from side, both these holes will be seen as two different holes. Okay, so we can see I have just drawn four projectors from these 4 points. So we have to trace those projectors, and also this hole lies between this point and this point. Okay, so within these two projectors and within these two and these two projectors, we have to draw these two dotted lines. Of course, for that first we need to draw these center lines. Okay, now question is of this cylinder. Now how this cylinder is drawn, you can see. For that, first trace these two projectors, because cylindrical part lies between these two projectors. So we have traced these two projectors. Now from top view trace these two projectors. So this is the one, as we see, then this is the second one. So trace this projector. Okay, so within these two projectors and these two projectors, we have to draw this outer cylinder, rather the outer part of this cylinder. And now within the same, these two projectors, now this one projector and this one projector, okay, we have to draw this inner cylinder or this inner hole. Okay, and of course center line will be like this only. And question is of the rib. Now how this rib will be seen inside view. So when you look from this side, the rib will be seen as rectangle, as we see here. Okay, so it will be seen as rectangle. From top it starts and it ends here. Okay, so from top it has started and it has ended here. So these two lines. But as far as the extreme edge of the rib is concerned, this is from the front, rather when we look from this side, this part is nearer to the observer and it is visible. But as far as this part, this edge and the similar edge on the other side is concerned, they are not visible when you look from this side. But up to here, up to the surface, this rib is visible and it coincides with this. But below that, as we see, from surface to the bottommost point, the rib will not be visible. That's why from this point below up to the bottom, we have to show or indicate it by invisible or hidden lines. Okay, so this is the way. I hope you understood the rib, why it is shown dotted here. This dotted line is of the extreme side of the rib, and this part is the front side of the rib. Okay, so with this we have taken care of all the entities. And remember, whenever we draw orthographic projections, the sectional view, or if you are asked to draw sectional front view, that we consider only in the view in which it is to be drawn. So here we are supposed to draw sectional front view, that's why we have drawn it only in front view. But all the remaining views like top view and left hand side view, they are to be drawn as normal orthographic views. Okay, they are not drawn as sectional views. I hope you understood this. Last step is to name the views, like sectional front view along x-axis, because this is the section plane. Remember, whenever we take section, we need to show that section plane in top view. Whenever it is sectional front view, we have shown it in top view. So we are cutting the object along this plane, and you know the convention for section plane, it is center line but end dashes are thick. Okay, and we have to name the cutting plane as x dash or ab, y, whatever it is. So if we write name of the section plane as x, then in front view we have to name it as sectional front view along x. Okay, then this is top view, and as we see here, this is left hand side view. And the dimensioning part, all these dimensions we can see, they are done by using unidirectional method. I hope you understood how to draw sectional front view, top view and left hand side view for this particular object. Thanks for watching and your patient viewing.